Welcome to the DBMS class. Now, in this DBMS lab class, we will be looking up with the experiment 2. That is, we talked about DDL commands, constraints, and the different SQL clauses. And now it is our time to move to the interesting part of the DBMS, to the subject-oriented data sets or databases. So that one will be a silo, resource, and both application databases. So this is the crucial part where the lab exercise for experiment number 2, 3, 4 will move up in this direction. So uh, the basic thing was we need to construct with the databases. That is, we need to have around 10 rows with the Siler ID 22, 19, 31, 32, 58, 64, 71, 74, 85, 90. We need to have 10 rows. Then we need to create a database with port ID, name, and color. Then we need to create a reserves with SID, BID, day, and obviously we should be in a position that uh, SID is the primary key and BID is the primary key. This is in boards and silers. So reserves is a database which they have the foreign key constraints with the primary key and of SIDs and BIDs. So that is how this orientation is going to happen. So to do this, first of all, we have to work out with the databases called as silers. So as mentioned, we need to say siler ID. It is an integer value and it is going to show up, it is a primary key. So it is a primary key. Then we mention name, rating, and age are some of the things. So when we hit a describe button, then we will be understanding the contents as SID, name, rating, etc. Similarly, when we take up the boats, boat is going to be created with boat ID and it is with the primary key, and name and color are two more attributes which are going to justify the content. Similarly, we do have a resource database with boat ID, BID, and day, and SID is going to be uh, the local variables here, the local variables, and we get the boat ID and sailor ID where this is called as a foreign key here. So these two elements we call them as a foreign keys. So let us see how these items are going to be taken up, and thereby they are going to be used to create the databases and how this is going to move up. So for that, we need to uh, understand the scenario that as it is a live lab oriented content. So now we need to move up with the we need to move up with this task. That is, we need to execute the live SQL part. We need to execute the live SQL part here. So this is what we are expecting from live SQL. So we have a login ID. So I'm keying my login ID here, and password. So it is taking up my credentials. So moving to the work area, So we have taken these items to create. So create table, Siler, SID, it is a primary key, name, rating, and age as the content. So now you can be prompted that table was created. Now let us see how the table is going to be originated at this model. So we can see Siler ID, it is going to be a case of not null, and some data has to be mitigated into that. Next one was to check whether the boats database is going to be uh, worked here. So we are now using up the boat database. So boat database, it is created with the boat ID, name, and color. And boat ID, we were mentioning it as a primary key here. So we execute this. Now at the bottom, we can see that the table was created. So now let us see this describe how the table is going to be made. So primary key, it supports both unique and not null. So that is the reason why we are going to get this item as a not null. Yeah. So now two tables are created, and let us choose the third item towards creating the content. So uh, taking up the third table called as reserves with the two local variables SID and BID. These two local variables, they are referring to the primary keys of the global tables, that is Silers and birds. So now we create this. So we are going to use the data definition language. So table was created. Now let us see whether the table had made it existence or not. So now you can see all the fields which are proportionate to this were mentioned here. So up to now we talked about the uh, data definitions. So we talked about the data definitions here. That is data definition where it is includes some create table. Now after that, let us put some insert operations. Let us uh, use some insert operations here. So at this case, we will be using up the insert commands. So we need to get the 10 instances of the databases. So we will use up all the 10 instances here. So now how we are going to use the insert command, etc. was, so insert, it is going to fall under a category called as data manipulation language. So the table what was showing was SID, it points to 22, name it points to Dustin, rating it points to 7, and age it is going to point to these items. Okay. So when we are going to use character data, obviously we will use in a single quotes. We'll use a single quotes here. And as we mentioned, SID as a primary key, you must see that the values what we are going to feed up, those elements should be unique. The value should be unique. No duplicates will be accepted. So that is the case what we have to check before we are going to dig deep into this content. So I can hit the run button here. and now you can see one row was created. Now I will generate an error. For understanding, I will generate an error. So what was the error was, it is telling it is a unique constraint. The reason was already 22 was given. Already 22 was given, so it should be unique and no duplicate value should come. So we shouldn't take the same value at that point. So rest of the rows, yeah, you can work out, and in the same way we are going to insert up at a time 9 rows, and then uh, we will check whether the Siler is going to have the command, has the databases. So for that we will be using the simple select command to select everything, all the attributes, all the field name database called as a Siler here. So we are using the select command to retrieve or to manipulate the data. Now you can see there are 10 rows which are going to be inserted here. So these 10 rows will be the basics for our lab exercise for 2, 3, 4, 5. And even when we work with PLSQL procedures, we'll use the same tables to use. Therefore, my suggestion was whatever 10 fields we are going to take, all the 10 fields has to be inserted. So that was the thing. So if not, what we were talking regarding that will not be taken into consideration. So now let us uh, use up with the next set of commands, that is towards the boards. The next set of insert commands, that is towards, again we say boat ID will be the primary key here, and so we get this. Name should be put in single characters or color, because it is going to be text, the string or character. So that's the reason why we are going to give up these insert commands with unique values, and character is going to have with the single quotes. So now we have taken up 4 rows here. So all the 4 rows 1, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, they were inserted at this point. Now let us make the set of databases, the third set of databases which needs to be executed. So this is the third set of database. So in this third set of databases, we are going to use it. So as described, we are going to work is going to get the inputs from Silers, and it is going to get the inputs from boards. So it is at the resource database. So obviously when resource is going to make it existent, so it needs two sets, one as SID and another as BI. So this is the basic thing what we have to look. So now we are inserting the 10 rows into the table, and so now we will hit something to see whether the 10 rows are, there are only 9 rows, that is the first row of was not inserted. So I will give up the first row alone. So now 10 rows will be inserted. So 10 rows. Now you can see all the 10 rows are going to insert. Now I just can see only the boat ID from boats, a simple query. In the same way, name of sailor. Where S name is equals to sum B. Oh, so just verify it and so table was sailors. So so uh, items. These three databases we are ready for application. So that is what I'm expecting the content. So in future, in all the three databases, right? So in the content. So ending up March